Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tylearn, and today we are finally going to be bringing the What If Naruto Learn Flying Raijin series to a close with its final installment. I'm going to be going over the rest of Shippuden and what's going to be going on specifically in the War arc and post-Pain arc, and maybe I'll go over a little bit of Boruto and what maybe might change. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there's really nothing else I want to go over in this intro. I don't really want to waste your guys' time, and with that being said, let's just get straight into the final part of What If Naruto Learned the Flying Raijin. Now, my intro is still in a work in progress. I know it's been a minute, guys, but still, patience, and with that being said, let's just get straight into it. So the first thing I want to get into is immediately what happened in the last part. Naruto defeated Pain, and that's all I really went over. But what I kind of forgot to mention, or I guess I could have mentioned in part 3 but didn't, was that Naruto would still go on to use Sage Mode on the chakra rods to detect Nagato's location and actually talk no jutsu him, reviving everybody that might have died in the Pain fight. So people like Choji and Choza and everyone else is coming back this time. And with that being said, this would then lead into the 5 Kage Summit saga, where we would have Hiruzen head to the 5 Kage Summit with Kakashi and I think Naruto. The reason why I picked Naruto here instead of Sasuke is, well, we know that Naruto here is literally the hero of the Leaf, and I think here Hiruzen would like Naruto to accompany. While this is going down, Sasuke would decide to stay at the Leaf Village, and this would then lead into Hiruzen, Naruto, and Kakashi heading inside of the 5 Kage Summit rather than Danzo. The 5 Kage Summit would still occur, but there are going to be different reasons as to why it's actually start and why the summit is actually called upon. Now, I'm going to say here, because there's no Team Taka, they won't be going after Killer Bee, rather Kisame. And we know that Kisame and Killer Bee have fought in the past, and it's gotten to a point to where Kisame was nearly about to kill Killer Bee, if not for his brother. This means had it not been for the intervention of the 4th Raikage, Killer Bee probably would have gotten captured and actually would have died here, unlike, him escaping in comparison to his Taka fight. So here, sadly, Killer Bee is going to be defeated here and actually killed. The beast will be extracted from the real Killer Bee, meaning Killer Bee is dead. And with that being said, the 4th Raikage would be enraged at this and call upon a meeting, just straight up spurging on the Mizukage and even suggesting that they should call a war. You guys could be saying, well, I don't know if the Raikage would be that hot-headed, but I would argue otherwise. The Raikage is known for being a hot-headed spurg in the Naruto universe. So imagine the one person that he cares about the most dying. Yeah, the Raikage is gonna go brazy, and he's just gonna be straight up spurging on Mei, which Mei would be trying to say how she really can't control Kisame's actions, considering the fact that he's a rogue ninja. And this would then lead into the intervention of Zetsu and Tobi, where Tobi would then declare the 4th Great Ninja War. When Obito's declaring the war and he sees Naruto, and Naruto sees Obito, he would remember about the masked figure his father was telling him about. At that point, Obito would try and rush in against Naruto, but the Raikage would intervene. However, Obito would just phase through the Raikage and continue charging at Naruto. However, Naruto would easily teleport out of the way. At that point, Naruto would then appear back into the room, and he would tell Obito, or Tobi that is, or the Master Man, whatever. We don't know Obito's identity yet, or Tobi's identity yet, but I'm just going to call him Obito because obviously we know who he is. The viewers, that is. But he would tell Obito that he needs to try a lot harder than that to try and tag him. At that point, Tobi isn't really looking for a fight, but rather just trying to declare some war, and he knows that Naruto's speed is off the charts, and he needs some new power to try and maybe face this Naruto. At that point, Tobi would then tell everyone to have a good day, as he would then Kamui out of the summit. This would then lead into the 5 nations coming together to actually face off against Obito in the war, and I don't think Kabuto would even get access to people like Yamato and Anko, since they wouldn't be out and about out the village, but rather staying inside the village and secluded in, because Naruto would never really go out on that little adventure with Yamato in the first place, and I don't see Anko going out. The village needs some rebuilding to be done, so Anko's just going to be helping out with that, and Yamato will be doing that as well, meaning Kabuto is not going to be capturing either of them, which basically means there's not going to be a stronger White Zetsu army, a Guru statue, or Rien animated army at that. With that being said, this would then lead into Obito receiving his Rinnegan and Kisame actually being alive because he would never be, inside of Samehada, and he would have never fought Killer Bee in the area that he did. So basically, it's just the Akatsuki and the White Zetsus left, which would then lead into the Fourth Great Ninja War, with the five nations mainly taking down the White Zetsu army, and since they're not even buffed up or stronger, the White Zetsus are just going to be easily taken out. And as for Naruto, he at first would not be allowed inside of the war because the whole reason this war is even occurring is because of Naruto. However, Naruto would prove to be way faster than the 4th Raikage considering that he has the Flying Raijin. And I already suggested that Naruto was at least on Minato's level by the beginning of Shippuden, let alone with this Naruto who has Sage Mode, meaning he's even faster than before. So yeah, Naruto's going to be easily evading the Raikage, and the Raikage would even take note that this kid is as fast as the Yellow Flash. Obviously, Hiruzen would be the one instead of Tsunade that's next to the Raikage when this all occurs, and I feel like after Naruto proves to himself that he's worthy to go out into the battlefield, Hiruzen would say that he is just like his father. Naruto would then smirk as Hiruzen would then say, "Go Naruto," as he would then use the Flying Raijin to increase his speed and head into the battlefield immediately, summon a bunch of Shadow Clones, and prepare soloing the White Zetsu army and turning the tides against the Fourth Great Ninja War. As this happens, the Raikage would actually go out as well, and the Raikage would eventually encounter the one person who he has been looking for the most, Kisame, the one who murdered his brother. The Raikage would activate his V2 cloak, going into his full powered state, and he would proceed to go on to blitz and body slam Kisame. He realizes that Kisame is trying to absorb his chakra, but once the Raikage notices that, he uses his speed and specifically aims for Kisame's hands, removing one of his hands and the hand that's actually holding Samehada, as Samehada then falls from Kisame along with the severed hand. At that point, the Raikage just has the extreme advantage here since Kisame can't access Samehada's chakra, and the Raikage is just going to be trying to pummel and bully Kisame until he is then eventually finished off. The Raikage would then avenge his brother, and this would conclude the Raikage's story, killing Kisame off and actually helping out the war significantly. At that point, Naruto's clones would then be going out, and eventually Naruto would encounter Obito, but instead of him having the 6 Biju, it's just Obito by himself with his newly acquired Rinnegan. This would then lead into a battle between Obito and Naruto, where Naruto doesn't really know how he's going to hit him, because, he can't. How is he going to try and hit him? But he would try and think of something to maybe try and catch him lacking. I mean, he does have the power of teleportation. This would then lead into Naruto using a similar technique to what Minato did against Obito all those years ago, and Obito would remember this. At that point, Naruto would throw one kunai which Obito phases through, and the second Obito nearly tags Naruto, Naruto teleports above Obito and tries to slam him with a Rasengan. Also, this is something I needed to bring up. I actually never said that Naruto learned the Rasengan during the 2.5-year gap, which is something I should have clarified, but yeah, he did learn it, so just in case if any of you were confused about that. Anyways, as Naruto would do that, Obito would then say to himself, "Not this time," as he tries to use a Shinra Tensei to push Naruto away. However, as this happens, Naruto would then activate Sage Mode, making it a Sage Rasengan, and this time with his newly added Sage Chakra to enhance his Rasengan, this would lead into Naruto overpowering Obito's Shinra Tensei. At that point, Guy and Kakashi would arrive on the battlefield along with Sasuke, and even Hiruzen and the Raikage, along with the other Kage, would even try and make it to the battlefield. Eventually, they all meet up, which would basically lead into the 5 Kage, Kakashi and Guy, Sasuke, and Naruto versus Obito. And since they have Naruto who can tag Obito by himself via Flying Raijin, and Kakashi who can access the exploit of Kamui, this leads into Obito getting tagged multiple times and his identity being revealed. And honestly, it's just not a good thing for Obito because he's just kind of gonna get negged by everybody. A Kamui particle style combo is enough to one-shot Obito, and I don't think Kakashi is going to be conflicting to try and make Obito live. No, Obito has done too much, and the 5 Kage are all against it. Nothing's gonna really come out of... it's so bad for Obito, guys. I don't think you guys understand. And with that being said, Obito would die and the war would be concluded, with Black Zetsu probably being killed off and is probably upset that he won't become Kaguya's vessel, but who honestly cares about that? And this leads into Naruto and them not getting the 6 past powers and the war arc not being actually bad, and actually good arc. And remember when I said I was going to be covering Boruto? I lied. Yeah, peace out, guys. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you're notified and updated every time I upload. Be sure to like the video if you guys did enjoy this. And if you guys do want the movie version of this series to come out soon, be sure to, again, share with your friends. Smash that like button to show support. Subscribe, do all that. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Peace out, guys.